Hello again, everyone. I'm Terry Bridge, filling in for Steve Baker, and welcome into RedHawk Football Weekly. Another successful weekend for the Miami RedHawks. They knock off the Western Michigan Broncos this past Saturday afternoon, 26-17. Miami now 5-3 overall and unbeaten in the Mid-American Conference with 4 wins. 28-6 now is Miami at Yager Stadium over their last 34 games. And joining us, Chuck Martin, congratulations on an outstanding win over a very, very good Western Michigan football team.
Yes, and we talked about all week that they're coming in 3-0. We're 3-0. They're really good. They're really salty on defense. They got a dual threat quarterback. They got a good running attack. And we thought it would be a hard-fought, low-scoring game. The game kind of played out, and I thought both teams played really well. I'm sure there's plays that they wish they had back and executed better. There's certainly plays we wish we had back and executed better. But overall, like we just talked, there's 2 penalties in the whole game. There was only 1 turnover, and Adam Trick forced that turnover. It wasn't even a bad play by Western. Adam Trick got to the quarterback as he was trying to release it. And it was a really clean, hard-fought game, and everything was fought for in that game. OD and spec. There was not one play that, hey, if you didn't play good, the other team was talented and took advantage. We didn't do a good job on kickoff coverage, and when you play a good team, bam, it's a big play or 2 big plays, And there wasn't a lot of mistakes, and both teams took advantage of the mistakes that were there and played really hard. They played hard, and in the end, we got 17 points in the fourth quarter. We're down 17-9, and our kids kept coming. And it was, like I said, it was just a great team victory. It wasn't well, he won it. No, it was a lot of kids contributed. A lot of kids made plays, and we moved the ball tremendously in the first half. Only had 9 points, which was disappointing. We got to do a better job of getting touchdowns, not field goals, but also you're playing a good defense. And our defense holds teams to field goals too, and so it's not always just that easy. We need, but just getting points against West. They were getting over 220 yards a game. We had over 200 yards at halftime, so I felt good about that. Defense was playing good, other than a 2-play 90-yard drive. They threw 2 balls, 2 big chunk passes, but our defense was getting stops against a really, really solid offense. So the second half was more defense kept us in the third quarter, and then offense came alive in the fourth with 2 huge drives. Weird game, only 9 possessions in the whole game. So there was a low possession game. We actually scored on 6 of the 9 possessions. We kicked 4 field goals and scored 2 touchdowns. But our defense really kept us in the third and gave us a chance to win, and then it was a great team effort in the fourth. And then obviously Dom Zobin's kick was a big one.
It was amazing, 51 yards. And I've heard you talk about him. I see him at practice, and man, this guy seems to be so loose just every day of his life. I guess there's serious moments for him at some point in his life. Not sure.
Yeah, not many. Not many. So he's serious about kicking.
Absolutely.
He loves his craft, and he works really hard. He's really, really talented. But like all our specialists, Hudson Powell's such a good long snapper, and Kellen with the kickoffs, and then obviously Pierce with the punting. They all take it, so they all work as hard and as dedicated. But Dom's as confident an athlete as I've ever been around. Made huge kicks in high school, so this is nothing new what he's doing here at Miami. He had already done it at the high school level in the state playoffs on the way to state championship, winning games in overtime with 40-plus yard field goals in high school. You just don't see that in high school. And he always, I always talk a story about when we recruited him, hero. I go, what's your favorite thing about playing football? Because you grew up playing soccer, like most kickers grew up playing soccer. What do you like about football? He's like, hero or zero, coach. I love going out there at the end of the game. You're the hero or you're a zero. I'm like, wow, that's pretty awesome that a high school kid would. And he was dead serious, and he loves those moments. And you're giving up some yardage. If he doesn't make it, you're probably giving them 20 yards or 25 yards of field position if he doesn't make it. But I always say, Dom's only a great player if I let him be great, and you got to put him out there, And
you let him be great on Saturday.
You put him out there in a tough situation, and he came through for everybody in the organization, and the game's over then. Dom makes that kick, you're up 9, and the game's over. And so phenomenal job by the whole team, capped off by Dom's kick, and again, it was just a great victory against a really good opponent.
And it was a 26-17 win for Miami. Let's get started on some highlights of this football game. RedHawks got out, had the football here. You go down and you get 3.
Yeah, we did. Great first drive. Inside vertical there to Cole Weaver. Cole had his best game, 9 receptions for Cole. right off the back, you hit Cole with an inside vertical. They do a good job. Come right back and hit Keith Reynolds on another inside vertical, taking what the defense gives you. One at the boundary, one at the field, spreading the ball around. Don't care who we throw it to, or we throw it to the field, we throw it to the boundary. First one's the boundary, second one's the field. So right off, we're moving the ball against a defense. Like I said, they're averaging give them a 20. We had a third down play. We had an old lineman go the wrong way on 3rd and short, and it cost us, and they made a play, and we had to settle for a field goal, but obviously these field goals are huge. Dom makes a big 40-some yarder right there to get us to start it, and a great way to start the game.
And then your defense goes to work against Western Michigan here in this drive.
Yeah, huge stop here. Third and 4th and short. Our defense had some huge stops all year, and this was a huge one. They got a 3rd and short. They went to the Wildcat, and we stuffed them up inside, and now forced a punt situation. And instead of them driving the football, we're getting the ball right back.
Yeah, he got it back and moving right down the field again.
Yeah, and again, we ran the ball efficiently. We threw the ball efficiently. Again, there's only 4 possessions in the first half. We scored on 3 and punted once. Unfortunately, all 3 were field goals. But again, taking what the defense gives you and then extending plays. And again, they were averaging 5 sacks a game in MAC play. This could be a sack there. Turns out Isom does a great job with the scramble drill coming back. We get a 20-some yard gain on a play that could be a sack.
There's just another guy in Isom you mentioned ready to go if someone has gone down, and he's been ready to play football. No question.
Ringer with a key first down here. Really physical run by Ringer, keeping his legs moving on 3rd and 3. Good throw here out to Colsey, and again, we have a lot of really good players. Do we have to rely on one and make him a superstar? No, you've just seen Keith Reynolds, you've seen Weaver, you've seen Colsey, just spreading the ball around. Had the ball inside the 10. This drive was better than the first. We got inside the 10. We had 3 cracks inside the 10. We did not get it done. Their defense stiffened. Dom does a good job extending the lead to 6. Really nice job. They had two play 90-yard drive. We come right back and respond, and that's what good teams do. First time, 30-some plus yard run. Great hole. Great job by the offensive line. Jordan Brunson spits it out the front door, and it hits a huge chunk run. Again, they had just went 2 plays for 90 yards to take the lead, and it's key to how you respond in those situations. Great response by our offense here. Huge chunk run right off the bat. Great job up front, as you can see. Come back, hitting Cole. Good decisions on the RPO by DQ. And again, had a chance again inside the 10 and got stalled. But again, great response by our offense. They took a 7-6 lead. We go right back down, take that lead at 9-7. Unfortunately, we kicked off after that, and it did not go well. So they gouged the kickoff all the way down to our 21, and they punched it in right before the half. And should have been a 9-7 lead going into halftime, and feeling good about how we're playing on both sides of the ball. But they get the big special teams return. Our defense fought, but they got it in on a 3rd down play down there. And you're down 14-9. It was kind of an empty feeling, because you felt like, well, statistically we had outplayed them by a pretty wide margin, but they have a lead and they've got the ball, so a lot of good things. But again, good job by our players, good job by our coaches. We got starting to get a lot of belief. We keep playing. We got 30 minutes. Yeah, we don't like where the score's at right now, but we got to keep playing and find a way to win this.
Yeah, so it's 14-9 at the half, and we'll be back with more on RedHawk Football Weekly after this.
Water bottles piling up, Soppy? Before recycling, please empty, crush, and put the cap back on.
Make your recycling count, Rumpke.
Welcome back into RedHawk Football Weekly. We're discussing this victory over Western Michigan on Saturday. It was 26-17, the final score, but it's 14-9 at the half. Coach, you had been moving the ball in that first half, and you had to feel pretty good about that. And then, Western Michigan, they come out, they get 3 more to make it 17-9. They only scored 3 points in that second half, so I give your defense a lot of credit. They're a tough football team to defend. Brock Lowry, outstanding football player, quarterback there.
Yeah, no, we knew Brock. We were Criminal High School. He's a winner. He's tough. He can throw. He can run. They got a great back in the Buckley kid. Seems like he's a little nicked up, but they got competent receivers. So they do a good job, and they had a chance. They got the opening half kickoff. Brock Uline comes on and sets a really nice tone for the second half. For my football came down, whacks the guy in the second half kickoff. Then the next play, Jackson Kuwatch is knifing through there. Didn't make the tackle, but again, Our defense and ST set a good tone to start the second half. We didn't get anything going offensively. We had 2 possessions in the third and didn't do anything on either one of them. And our defense just kept us in the game along with our ST in the third quarter. So key stops all throughout the second half. Obviously, we needed every one of them. But they had one good drive kind of late in the third. They could extend the lead to 2 scores, but we held them to a field goal to keep it at 1 score at 17-9, which to me was a key sequence in the whole game because it was the only time they drove the ball on our defense all day. And they had 9 possessions. They had 1 good drive the entire day. It was a 14-play drive, but we held them to 3 just like they did to us a couple times and gave us a chance down 1 score heading into the fourth.
Yeah, you had mentioned that if it gets to 21-9, maybe it's a little bit different situation there, but you hold them to 3, then you get back-to-back stops after that, and we're going to roll this second half here. I believe it is 17-9 at this point. You guys are going to work here, trying to in this third quarter. A little bit tough offensively. Obviously, you guys owned that fourth quarter offensively.
Yeah, we played really good in the first, second, and fourth. We did not play good in the third, but the other quarters we moved the ball the whole game, so we knew we could move it on them. Had time, again, DQ making good decisions on RPOs, and then Jordan Brunson behind an offense line running really physically. Here you see third and short play here, and Brunson gets us the first down fairly easily. Good push up front. We get the ball into their territory, down 1 score, and then amazing, great throw, threw the ball in a good spot, but amazing catch by Cam Perry. Sets us up inside the 5-yard line, sets us up actually at the 2-yard line. So good drive up to then, and then got the one-on-one matchup we were looking for and got the ball out to Cam, and Cam makes a big play. As you'll see the replay here, ball's outside where you want it to be, but Cam does a good job extending and making a great catch and holding on to the football.
Well, I hear you talk about receivers compete. You know, high point the football. Cam Perry, nice job right there.
Yeah, fantastic job. Great route, got open. DQ put it in a good spot, and then Cam finished it and well defended again. This is why everybody talks about how good a game. Like, not a bad defensive play. They're just a better offensive play.
And I believe that this is going to be Brian Shane again, 2 weeks in a row, a couple of touchdowns.
Yeah, awesome job here. And again, we had been stopped in the first half and had a good little play action pass. We hit Shane over the middle for a big score and got a chance to tie the game now.
I don't know if you noticed, but that the safety or the linebacker, he just he puts his hands in his face right there. He knew he made a mistake on the coverage.
Yep. Didn't get the 2-point play. Defense, like you said, gets a huge stop. This is the key play of this drive. We're 3rd and 10 on our own 10-yard line. And DQ scrambles and gets a first down.
Big play.
And again, really good job here by him. And again, this is the plays you forget about when you go on a great scoring drive. You can remember the Cam play and his touchdown run, but this was 3rd and 10 and DQ using his legs and getting us a first down. Come right back here. Cam gets behind the defender and get the ball down inside the 20-yard line. And another huge play. But that 3rd and 10 scramble by DQ was huge. And then we hit Cam right after that for a big play. And now we're in business. And I was thinking, use the clock, run the clock down. And when we got the ball, I'm like, let's use all 6 minutes to kick a field goal and get out of here. Like, let's win the game. Now, we'll take this too. Great read by DQ, using his speed, getting to the outside. And now there's still 4 minutes left, so we didn't use all the clock and kick a field goal, but we do have a touchdown. We make the 2-point play to go up 6, but there's still a touchdown away from beating us. So great job again here on the read. DQ reads the guy's taking the back, and DQ uses speed and gets the corner. And again, back-to-back huge chunk plays, and hit Cam on the 2-point play to get it to a 6-point lead. Good catch by Cam. It was over the goal line when he caught it. As you see Cam pleading there, he's saying replay. I think he thought that they were saying he didn't catch it. They were questioning whether the ball, he caught it past the goal line, but he did. The ball was, as you can see there, all you got to do is get a tip of the ball over the goal line. He caught it right at the goal line. So ends up being a completion and a 2-point play, which puts us up 6, which helps us a little bit.
Absolutely.
But it really helped us. Well, it doesn't make a difference. 1 score beats you. I always say, field goal doesn't help you, but the next field goal puts us up 9, which that really helped us. So that 2-point play there was huge.
And then Adam Trick comes up big here. I think it was him that knocked it out there.
Yes, Adam Trick, and then Rosie gets it. But huge, like you said, defense if defense doesn't play like that in the second half, we don't have a chance to have 2 great drives. Everybody's talking about the offense in the fourth quarter, and the offense was great. Here, see Trick stripping the ball before the arm goes forward, and then Rosie gets on it and sets us up on a short field and puts us in position to have Dom get an opportunity to ice the game for us.
What a year so far for Adam Trick.
Yeah, amazing football player, amazing kid, and like I said, competes so hard for his teammates. And
Here's the big one.
52 yards, or 51 officially, but it was almost 52. And Dom kicks it, and like I said, Dom's high-fiving. The ball's about halfway there, and Dom's high-fiving the holder. And like ball game, Miami, and a great feeling, really relieved feeling. Just it was an exhausting game, nonstop. No one was up by more than 1 score until that point in the game. It was the only time a team was up by more than 1 touchdown. And then the defense finishes out, which they'd done the whole game. And we get a stop on 4th down and get to take a knee and get a really hard-fought victory over a really, really quality opponent. It's great win for Miami.
Yeah, and the beat goes on at Yager Stadium. As mentioned, the last 34 games, 28 wins and only 6 defeats. A lot of stars making big plays in it. Adam Trick, Cam Perry, DeQuan Finn, Brunson being solid, your offensive line being solid, and you're playing without some people.
Yeah.
And some people that maybe even tried to play but maybe couldn't go for it.
I mean, we lost Cy Walters, who's besides Trick's
Huge.
probably our best defensive player. Did not even dress, So yeah, no, we've been told we're not a healthy team. You're already down. You're starting to tailback for the whole season, So, but everybody has injuries, and our kids are doing good. Our depth is showing, and kids are stepping up. And yet, obviously, Cam made a couple of huge plays, and Trick always making huge plays, and DQ made huge plays. But you just saw from the early highlights, the ball gets spread around a lot. Everybody contributes. You look at the stat sheet, and a lot of times no one really steps out. But offensively, over 400 yards against a team giving up 220 yards a game in conference play. I didn't think we'd get 400. If we got 350, I probably told you I'll take it against that defense. So very, very pleased. And it was only 9 possessions, so it was a short possession game. A normal possession game is 12. We could have over 500 yards against a very stingy defense. And then defense, we gave a 2-play 90-yard drive and a 21-yard scoring drive after a kickoff coverage mistake. And then Arnett, we held them to 3 points all game. So just phenomenal job by Coach Breek and the defense and the players. And again, against a really, really good offense and a tough competitor in Brock Lowry, and who's a problem on every down. And then Dom was phenomenal. 4 field goals. We needed every one of them. The short ones were just as important as the long ones, but
they were
the clutch,
9-point win.
The clutch one at the end, obviously, they were going to have a chance to go down and win the game, and Dom didn't give them that chance. And it's great to have great. We always talk about this is special team 7 here, and it starts with our specialists. It's not everyone else. It starts with a kicker, snapper, holder, punter, and those guys have been great here for a long time, and we're very proud of that unit.
After you made the 51-yarder in the booth, I can tell you it was.
Yes, amen.
We're good right
Yes,
here.
yes,
So,
yes. It's first time you could breathe that whole. Like I said, that was the only time the entire game that anyone
Exciting.
had over a 7-point lead. Like no one had a 2-score lead at any point in that game. So you got basically 58 minutes of any play can change the game, right? Because it's within a score, And then finally there, it's like, okay, they need 2 scores. There's not a lot of time left. So yeah, it was. I think we all felt the same way you guys felt in the booth. It was like, all right, if we just make them, don't give them something quick here, we're going to win this puppy. So,
Coach, I've heard you talk, and we know that there's a lot of young players on your football team, and one of the leaders, Silas Walters, was on the sideline, but I'm sure he's right there, trying to do everything he can to inspire his teammates. But in that type of football game, did you learn something about some of these young guys? I mean, you said that it can get a little chaotic on the sidelines for some guys, but you guys remain calm and put things together into that fourth quarter.
Yeah, and credit to some of the leadership we have, and credit to our coaches, because there was times, and our kids are learning, they're figuring it out through experience. Just like we talked about in the year, you got to.
Give them a lot of credit.
People talk about well, you keep saying you got to play in games. I go, you do got to play in games. If you look at how we handle situations that come up in games now versus how we did against Wisconsin and Rutgers, even UNLV, we're night and day how we're handling adversity, because now we've been through it, and they felt, and they know, if I reacted this way, it didn't go well at UNLV. If I reacted this way, it didn't go well at Wisconsin. Like that didn't work. So maybe I'll try to stay calm and stay in the moment, and it's a game and it doesn't go always the way you want. And if you let your frustrations, I always say that's for the fans. Fans get frustrated, I got you. But if you're a player and you get frustrated, you don't play good after that. It just doesn't work. That's not how life works. When things don't go your way and you get your mind in a bad place, you got to stay positive, stay locked in, stay focused, and keep plugging forward and believing that we're still going to be okay and we're still going to make the next play. Because if you're worried about the last play, you're not. It's hard enough to make a play against Western Michigan if you're locked in. If you're thinking about the pass and you're going against Western Michigan, it's over. You have no chance. So our kids have learned that through bad experiences. Sometimes you think about hard lessons. Like, you got to go out there and, okay, we went out there against Wisconsin. They started getting after us, and we kind of wilted. Well, you can't wilt. You got to keep fighting. And if you keep fighting, you got a chance.
They did.
We went against UNLV, and they got to go in the second half against our defense, and our defense got back on the heels and stopped playing aggressive, and that didn't work. We never stopped them. Well, now when teams do something, we stay on our toes and we keep coming at them and think like, well, they just scored, but if we keep attacking, we might get a stop. So we've been through it in conference. 14-0 at Northern. It's 0-0 almost at halftime against Akron. Now Akron's 2-2. They're a lot better than people gave them credit, but still, I would say you're on the road and it's 0-0. It's 3-0 at half. And then we responded, and then the next week, who do we play the next week? Eastern. Right? And Eastern, we should be blowing them out. It's 21-14 at half, and oh my goodness. But Eli Blakey makes a big play, and then we're back off and running. And this game was 60 minutes of just fighting, just staying in there and fighting, stay in the arena, keep fighting, keep slugging for your teammates. Quit worrying about yourself and just keep, because we needed every last punch we threw in that game just to eke out a really hard-fought victory.
And you sit atop the Mid-American Conference now by yourselves at 4-0, and a big one coming up on Tuesday. Action gets underway, the weeknight games down at Peden Stadium. Take on the Ohio Bobcats, Battle of the Bricks.
Yeah, no, so much going on. Obviously, one, it's our huge rivalry, OU, the Battle of the Bricks. So that in and of itself, it doesn't matter if we're both 0-8 right now and 0-4 in conference. It would be a huge game for people that care about Miami and OU. Two, we played them twice last year. We got after them pretty good the first time at our place, and then they got after us really good in the MAC championship game. So very familiar with them, and obviously we don't have a very good taste in our mouth from what they did to us. We got out-coached, we got outplayed, we got out everything. We got out-organizationed in the MAC championship game. They got what they deserve, we got what we deserve, and that's the last time they're really loaded. Preseason predicted number one to win the league. Obviously, they're 3-1, we're 4-0, and as this game has huge implications for down the road. So this is a big one, and it always is a big one, even if it doesn't have major conference implications. But it's got major conference implications, and so a lot going. And then you got to go on the road on Tuesday night in the first MACtion game. And I think MAC teams are, besides us, I think MAC teams are 6-20 on the road this year. I think that's something like that. It's not good. So going on the road makes it 10 times. You talk about a record at Jaeger. Well, it's much easier to win at home. And Saturday's crowd was awesome. Fall weekend or family weekend. We had a great crowd, and we needed all the positive energy. We needed that crowd Saturday, and it was a big part of why we had the success. So OU's loaded on both sides of the ball. They got really good. Navarro and the back and the receiver and the low line and the tight end, and they got good. Again, it's going to be like Western. They got all good players. We got all good players. They're well coached. They play really hard. They play really together. They play for each other. Like I said, a lot of sense. It's like looking in the mirror, and it's going to be a knockdown, drag-out game in Athens a week from tomorrow.
We certainly look forward to that one, Battle of the Bricks, and that will be next Tuesday night. A few extra days off for both football teams. Of course, Steve Baker and I believe Bake is going to be back for that football game down at Peden Stadium. As mentioned, Battle of the Bricks, Tuesday evening, 7 p.m. will be the kick. We'll have the pregame show coming your way 1 hour earlier at 6 p.m. But before that, guess what? Basketball gets underway Monday night at Millett Hall. Hard to believe, but yes, it's here. Old Dominion is in town, and we'll have the pregame show for you on that one starting at 6:30. Until next time on RedHawk Football Weekly, for Chuck Martin, I'm Terry Bridge. Thank you for watching.